welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope everyone has an amazing day so far. For everyone who is new here, welcome to you too. I hope you enjoy what you see, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, of course I hope you will click the red subscribe button. Of course we are going to use the smaller tumbling towel blocks. Do you want to see which sizes I use for the smaller and the bigger blocks? Go to the description box down below. There you find the measurement I use for the bigger and the smaller blocks, so you can compare them with your own blocks. So we are going to, like I told you, the smaller blocks. I have here my container with everything I need for DIYing, but of course the most important is the wood glue. You can use some hot glue, especially also with this DIY. You can use some hot glue, but be careful that it doesn't break. I have here some paint, a little bit of the bright green, yellow, and of course I have here some faux fur. It's also in the bright green. And I have here a saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the wood glue. These are the main pieces we need for this DIY, and what we're going to do, I think you already a little bit know on the color, but you can change up the color for your own taste. You don't have to do this. Don't worry if you don't like the Grinch style. It's totally fine. I totally understand. It's not everyone's cup of tea. You can change it up. But what we're going to do, we are going to make a Grinch Nutcracker. So we will see how this will turn out. So now we already have the first step on the table, and that's 3 rows of 8 blocks. So very easy. Lay them flat on the table and you just do some glue on the smallest line of the sides of the blocks and just row them very easy together. We start from the bottom at least to the top, and at this moment I don't really know how many blocks I'm going to use because I think I'm going to change it up. I have something in my mind, but most of the time it changes while I'm working. So I hope you join me already also, and that we do this together even when I don't know it. Let me know in the comments if you do it together with me. Or maybe you think, I don't want to do a Grinch, I hate it. That's also a possibility, and you don't like what you see. So let me know in the comments if you like to DIY together with me, or if you think I must not think about it. So of course we're going to squeeze it, press it together this way, and also over here we're going to squeeze it. We're going to get our wet towel, and I'm going to do this now together with you. I don't do it every time. I'm going to clean it up, do it fast, place it straight up, clean under, and then we place it to the back side. We do here the same. Clean it up the top side, do it fast, place it straight up over here, and then you turn it to this way. Now you're going to do the last one. Clean it up, do it fast, place it straight up, and if it breaks, doesn't matter, just glue it together again. So again, and always go back. If you don't have a carpenter square, always go back to make a nice straight line, and you can easily do it with your fingers, and you can easily feel how the line are how the lines are going, so you can do it a little bit more straight. And what you also can do, place it straight up and then lightly press it down with your fingers, then you also have a straight line. So it is easy to do. So we did wait a half minute, and now we're going to place this one on the side. We do some glue on the top side and make sure that every block has a little bit of glue. You do here the same over here, and you're just going to place it down, and then fill it in over here and gently squeeze it together so you can easily fill in the open gaps. And we're going to wipe away the glue, and always when you wipe away the glue, go back, feel with your fingers, and make sure that everything is sticking nicely together. So now I want to give a little bit more like a high-end look, a thicker look on the bottom where he will stand on. And of course I don't want to spend this kind of blocks anymore, so I'm just going to do only a border. So we have 2 rows of 3 and 2 rows of 2. So we do easy. We just do some glue on the tops, place it down, and we do it over here, place it down, and row them together. You do here the same, and on this one, and you also row this one together, the pieces of 2, and this one, and just, oh, you see already my glue is going away, and I'm going to press this together. We're going to press this 3 together and this 3, and we gently going to clean it up and do the back side also. So what I'm going to do on the first row of the blocks like this over here, I'm going to do some glue. Place the 1 of 3 on top of here, and we're going to press it down. Make sure, feel with your finger that you have it exactly in over here. Now you get the 1 of 2. You do some glue over here on the tops. You do some glue on this top. And of course in the widest line of the block over here. And you just simply place it here. You do here the same, some on the tops, on the other top. And you just do some glue on the widest side. And you just simply place it over here. And now for this one, you only need to do some glue on the bottom here. And you easy fill in and then press it down, press it down, press it together. Feel with your fingers, make sure that you have it still in the shape you want. And if you have the shape you like, then let it dry at least for an hour. So now we're going to build up our nutcracker. We start from the bottom with his trousers. Of course, you can make 2 separate legs, but I always chose for my nutcrackers to do it in one. But you can do it, of course, different. I have 2 rows of 5 and 2 rows of 2. So we do very simple. That's what we're going to do it layer for layer. We're just going to row them together this way and over here. And I'm still debating if I'm going to do it 2 high or I'm going to do it 3 high. So I have to look along the way. And the ones of 2. And I'm going to squeeze them. Squeeze it. And this one. Press it together. And this the same. Press it together. We're going to clean it up. Again, do it fast. Place it to the side. Clean up your mat and do the back side. And again over here, and just turn it up. And of course I do it already so long, so I know a little when I can place it up or if I need to place it straight up. But and you see already it goes out of each other, but it doesn't matter. You just make sure you have a straight line. And this one. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. So in the meantime, while these 4 pieces are drying, we are going to make another set from 2 of 5 and 2 of 2. Because I'm going to do it 2 high or 3 high. I have to see, but first I'm going to go for the 2 high. So we will see if I need to make another one. Of course, I need to do some glue on this one also. And this one. And this is the closure up. And here the same. And here the same, and I do the same. Press it together, turn them over, press this in and press this one in. I'm going to clean it up and let it dry in also a couple of minutes. So now I'm going to get the 4 pieces we made earlier. What we're going to do, we're going to place them this way and this way. So we're going to do some glue on this side of the smallest block and on this side of the smallest block. We're going to place it over here and we place this one over here. And now we're going to do the other one of 2. We do some glue on this side and on this side. You see this way. And you just fill it in over here. And you just carefully give it a little bit of pressure. Not too much. Because you want to be sure that everything is sticking nicely. And it is not totally dry yet. So I'm going to let this rest for at least 10 minutes. Of course, we do the same with the second layer and we're just going to place it straight up. We're going to do again some glue on this line of the block and on this line of the block. And we're just going to place it over here, this one over here, gently. And now we need only this one. Some glue here and some glue on this side of the line. And then we're going to place it over here and we just squeeze it lightly, not too much, just lightly. We're just going to look for how many glue is coming out, just this way. And then you're going to press it a little together. If you want to get it a little bit more out of each other and your fingers don't fit in anymore, because my fingers are maybe some thicker. I don't know. So you can do some pencil inside and you just work it a little to the outside and feel with your fingers over here that it doesn't go out too much. So over here, and this one needs to come out a little on this side, and then we give it lightly a press and we're going to give it a couple of minutes. So now I have my two pieces and I'm going to do some glue a little on the inside of the frame, so a little bit more over here, because I want to build them up together, but I don't want to have too much glue outside. So I'm going to place this one on top of here, let it fall lightly down and give it a little bit of pressure, not too much, because we still need to move it around if we need to. And again, if you have it in the shape you like, then give it a little bit more pressure. And over here, I'm going to give it a couple of minutes and then I'm going to look for how it's looking on my bottom. So I did measure it out on my bottom, and I think he needs layer number 3. I'm taking a risk because it can also be, but it will be a statement piece because he's not really small. If you want to have it more small, then I would go for a little less on blocks, but I want to see where this will bring me, and I know he will be a little bit bigger, but I really curious how it will look like. So I'm going to go for layer number 3. I'm going to squeeze it, and again this time, so I have again 2 rows of 5 and 2 rows of 2, and I'm going to clean them up and I'm going to let them dry in for a couple of minutes, and this way clean it up, do the back side, also over here, do the back side, and here the same. And then we're going to make sure that they are straight and let them dry in. So now I did wait a couple of minutes, and you see already he is so stuck to my table that it's already, you see that's also DIYing, that you even can get stuck to your table. But we just go further. You just place it on the side. You saw already how easy it is. Just glue it back together again, it will attach easy. So again, we do some glue on this side, and we place it over here and over here, this way. And now we only do it on this one, the same like we did with the other two. Over here, and we place this one over here, and we give it a little bit of pressure to both of the sides. And again, we go around, and we get our pencil again, and we make sure that this one goes out a little. And this one also goes out a little, and on this side. And if you have it where you want to have it, make sure, press it, not too hard, and we're just going to let it dry in for a couple of minutes. So now we're going to get the other 2 boxes, and we're just going to do some glue on the inside a little more over here. Make sure that each block has some glue over here, and just going to place this one on top. Because he's not totally dry yet, he's a little easier to work with, because if we wait too long, then it's difficult to get it attached to the other one. So never wait too long. And again, we're going to squeeze it and let it dry in. And you see now we have a set of 3. You see already there is some glue coming out, and I'm going to clean it up. Now we are going to get 4 blocks, and again another 4 blocks, because I want to do this already. This will be the front side of the boots of the Nutcracker, and I do them already because later I want to give them a little bit a round touch on the front. At least I think I will, because I like that it has a little bit a round touch for the feet. So I'm going to do some glue on this one, place it on top, and do this, and you have now 4 sets of 2. You're just going to squeeze them, play them on the side, or place them on the side, and over here press it together this way, and we're going to clean it up and give it only a half minute. So now you have the bigger side of the wider side on top, and you place them also on top of here. And now you're going to do some glue on this side over here, and you just place them together. You do here the same, and you just place them together, just place them straight up, and then squeeze them over here, and then you can let them dry for at least an hour, hour and a half, and then you can easily just use your hand, so, or maybe you have some cutter who you can cut the wood with. So I'm going to let this dry also on this side. So now we're going to start with the coat, of course, and this will be the same also, 2 rows of 5. I'm going to debate if I'm going to do them 2 high or 1 high, but I'm going to do one with you. If I'm going to do 1 higher, of course I do it a little faster, because or else you will get very bored, because these are the same boxes we just built with. So I'm just going to roll them together this way, squeeze them, and squeeze this one, and I'm going to clean it up and let it dry in for a couple of minutes. So I'm going to place them also together the same like we did with the other one, and then I'm going to look for if I need 2 high or if 1 high is enough. So I'm going to place this one again and the last over here, but I'm thinking that it will be 2 layers high. That's what I think right now. So I'm going to give it some pressure, and again, be gentle, and we're going to let it dry in for a couple of minutes. And you see already I chose again for 2 high and not 1 high, because I was looking at the trousers and the measurements, and it didn't look right. So I need to go for 2 high, so we really get a statement of a nutcracker. So we will see how this will turn out. But that's the greatest. You can watch and decide if you like it or not. So I am going to do it, and I really don't care how it will look like. Sometimes you have to take risk. If you don't, you get nowhere. So again, we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying, and then we're going to glue this on top. So again, I'm going to do some glue on the inside of my frame, over here and over here. And I'm going to place this one on top, gently give it a little bit of pressure, not too much. Feel with your fingers that you have it where you want to, and this way. And if you are happy with the shape, then let it dry in. And now we're going to make the hands for the side. So the hands will be, of the arms will be very easy. The hands I'm going to do with in green, of course, that will be later. But I'm going to do some glue, place it on top, do some glue, place it on top. We do here the same, some glue, place it on top, and here the same, some glue, and place it on top. We're going to squeeze them, and we're going to clean them up and let them dry in for only a half minute. So now you get your 4 pieces, and you make sure that you glue them on top of each other in the same length. So over here you do some glue here on the top, and you just place them together this way, and you do here the same, some glue, and we just place this one also together. You can place it on the side, squeeze it this way. Oh, you see already it's sticking on me already. And again, make sure that you get a 1 straight piece, and then we're going to clean it up and let it rest. So now I'm going to take my 2 piece this way, and I'm going to take my arms, and I'm going to, you can do them this way, of course, then they are a little bit wider, but you also can do them a little bit smaller. So I think I'm going to go for the wider, so it is a little bit, I don't know. No, I'm going to go for this one. So I'm going to place them this way on the side. So I'm going to glue the smallest line. Oh, you see already, he is still not dry. And this is also DIYing. Just feel it where it is coming off, and then again, just glue it back together again. And we go further, and we just go to some glue over here, and we're just going to place it on the side. We do here the same, and of course this one can also fall off. It is also DIYing, because I do it a little bit faster. You can let it dry in a little bit more. So again, we're going to squeeze it. Make sure that you have them both a little bit on the same height against each other. So again, make sure and then you're going to let this dry in. So now we're going to make the face of the Grinch, and this will be really a tricky part because a lot of you already know that I'm not great in faces. I say it every time and that's really the truth. And now I'm going to do, because I do it one high, so I have to make the face on this little piece. This will be really a challenge for me. I don't know if I succeed or not, but I'm going to give it a try. But normally if I have too high, then it will look probably a little bit better and I have more space to work with, but too high is not a nice side to see. So I have to do it one high, and then I'm going to hope for the best that it will look nice. So I'm just going to do my best, but keep in mind you can change it up any way you like. And it's not because I want to pull myself down or something else, but I always say you have to know where your shortcomings are, and mine is not really in faces. I can do it a little, but if I see some people who can draw so beautiful with a pencil, with a small pencil, if I take a pencil of a brush and it is one big mess, then you have a really small pencil, and even with that I make a mess out of it. So I'm going to let this dry in and I'm going to glue them together. So again, also with this one, we're going to place it straight up, and I think you can already dream dream the way we're going to make this. Again, we're going to place it over here and place it over here. But you can't say it isn't easy. This is, I think, the easiest nutcracker you can find. And like I told you earlier, I made it for the Grinch, in the Grinch style, but you can change it up any way you like. So again, give it some pressure and make sure that everything sticks nicely together. Clean up the glue and then give it a couple of minutes drying. So now the last part will be his head, and of course the head you can do in any shape you like. You can go only too high for the same blocks like we did also with the face, but of course I do a little space in between. So I'm going to have here now 7 blocks, so a row of 7. This will be the layer where we're going to build our top on. So again, just row them together until one piece, and you see also a little over here and over here, and now we're going to squeeze it together this way, and I'm going to wipe away the glue, and I'm going to do it fast. Place it straight up, clean up our mat, and we do the back side also. And again, go back, make sure that you have a nice straight line, that everything is fitting nicely this way. And if you want to be sure that you have a straight line, just place it straight up again, and then you also know you have a straight line. Now I'm going to make 2 of the boxes. So you see, this is already only for 1 layer. I'm going to do the second layer, but I do that out of camera because that takes a much longer time. And of course, I don't understand if there are people right now who think, oh my, she's showing everything, but that's just the channel. We show step by step, so everyone can make the DIY, and you don't have to think, oh, how must I do that? So that's why I do it together with you, and then we see where it will bring us. But of course, the second one, I won't bore you with that. I do the second one out of camera. So again, squeeze it, and I'm going to clean it up and place it together. I think you already know how to place it together again. So now I'm going to do also on this one some glue. You see already I have now 2 of them, of the little boxes, because this takes a little too much of your time. That's why I do it already a little faster. And we're going to press it down. Feel with your fingers that you have it in a straight line, and then you're going to let it dry in for at least 10 minutes. So now we're going to do some glue on the inside of this one. Over here, make sure that you go around and this way. And we're going to have the bottom of our head, and we're just going to just place it on top in the middle. Make sure that you have them where you want to have it, and then give it a little bit of pressure, not too much, just lightly, and then look again if you have it on the spot you like, this way. And then I'm going to get my brush and I'm going to wipe away the glue because I want to be sure that I have it in the middle, and you only can see it if the glue is totally away, and this way. And I think I'm happy where it is looking, so I'm going to let this dry in. So now we have all our pieces, and I'm going to get the 3-1 of the 3 high, and I'm going to have the 2 blocks we made. These are the 2 double blocks of 4, and I'm going to get my marker, and I'm just going to simply make a little round over here, and also on this side a little round. So it's very easy. So I'm going to cut my garage and just simply cut a little piece off. So you see, I just took out a little, only from the corners a little bit over here, and here the same. So what we're going to do, we're going to glue them on top of here. You can glue them, of course, totally on the side. You can glue them a little in the middle. Just do whatever you think it's right. So you see, I glued mine first to each other. And later you will see what I mean. What I forgot, because if I made the feet a little smaller, you have a leftover over here, because the trousers normally are straight next to the shoes. So, but I already have an idea what I'm going to do with the open spaces. Don't worry about it. So I'm going to glue this exactly in the middle of the 3-piece. So you see, I have his feet, but I am having 2 sets of 4 blocks, and I'm going to make kind of little squares. So I'm going to glue some glue on the smallest line, place it on the inside. Get another one, glue it on the smallest line over here. Get it on the inside of this one again. And then we're going to do some glue on this side and on the inside of the wider side of the block. And of course, I hope my glue is working. And again, we're going to place this exactly inside of each other, this way and over here. And now I'm going to let it dry if I'm happy with the shape, and this is how he's looking like. We're going to make a second one. And you can use this one to place some flag inside. You can do some greenery inside. You can do a Christmas tree on top. You can use this one for everything. And so we have solved our problem that we have an open space. And again, this one on this side and on the inside. And you have your next one already fitting nicely, because we need 2 sides over here. And over here and over here. So again, we're going to let this dry in for a little moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue one on this side and I glue one on this side. So it's very easy to do. We do some glue on the underside over here, and we do a little piece over here. And then we're going to just place it in the corner. We do here the same on this side and a little on this side. And just move it in the corner, and you're just going to let this dry. And you can do it even a little bit higher, both of them. Then you build them on top of each other, and you can easily do maybe 3 high, but always be careful that you don't get in the way of your arms later. So, and if everything is correctly, you have now this kind of piece. You have a bottom, you have a head, you have the middle piece with the arms, and you have one for his head. So if everything is correctly, you have all the pieces. Now we're going to color them. Of course, the head will be green, his face will be green. And of course, the head I'm going to do in the black color. This will be in the black color. And I think I'm going to do this too in the red. I'm going to spray paint it, and I'm going to look if I like the red color. If I like it, you see it back. But of course, what you also can do, you can do the underpiece in the gold color. That's also a thing. And you can do maybe the top side in the gold color. So you can change it up. You can do everything in the gold color and change it up at your own taste. So you don't have to do the Grinch totally. So I'm going to go outside, and you see in a moment which color it did turn out. So, and you see already, this is the face. I have here my red and green. I hope you can see it a little this way. And I'm going to get a piece of paper, kitchen towel. I'm going to place it down and I'm going to try to get a little sketch with my pencil for the head of the Grinch before I'm going to make the black lines. I hope I succeed, but we will see. So you see, I made a little face, just a sketch and this is the best I can. So I'm going to get my black and I'm going to color them in, and then I'm going to do the eyes a little bit yellow inside. But of course, do whatever you think is right. So this is how he is looking like right now. And of course, I only need to do a black dot in the middle, but it has to dry first. So I'm going to build my pieces together and then we're going to do some faux fur on the hands and of course a little sticking out of the head. So you see, I'm going to start with my bottom and he is a red. And of course I'm going to get my underpiece and I'm going to do some glue on the underside. And of course, before I'm going to do it, it's always better to look first where I want to have it. If I want to have it a little bit more to the back side or a little more to the end. I think I'm going to do it for the back side, one row. I leave one row open and then I'm going to glue this. So I'm going to do some glue over here, just go to the middle and a little on the inside to do also the back side over here, and I'm just going to place it. And of course, maybe it's better if I'm turning it, then I can see better where I want to have it. I have to look for if I like this side better or maybe this side. I like this side better. So again, I'm going to place it on here and press it down. And then I'm going to give it some pressure from the top. If there is some glue sticking out, get a brush and just wipe away the glue carefully with your brush. So you see, now we have the first part and now we're going to glue, of course, on top our, you can call it his coat, you can call it anything. At least we are going to do some glue on the middle, at least on the inside of the frame over here. Just try to do it as best as you can. Just give it a little bit of glue over here, and with less is sticking out. Of course, I'm going to place this on top. Make sure, and again, that you have it in the middle where you want to have it. Press it down. And I'm going to let this dry in for at least a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to get the head, of course, and now I'm going to get his face, and I'm going to turn this, of course, upside down on top of here to be sure that he's getting in the middle before we're going to place it on his body. So I'm going to do some glue on the inside of his face, a little over here, and just go simply around. And then I'm going to turn it over and make sure that we have it in the middle. And then give it a little bit of pressure. And look on the other side if you have it where you want to have it, or else maybe you have to go a little bit to the back side. And then press it down and let it dry in also a couple of minutes. So now I have his head over here, and of course I still need to give it the black dot, but that's possible later. I have here a little piece of ribbon and I'm going to go and I just cut it off in a straight line, and I take for the red one because I used the red color. Of course I'm going to cut it. I'm going to get my hot glue and I'm just going to go easy. Take it on this side over here, and I'm going to do a little bit of glue on the underside against here, completely on the underside. So over here, and place your ribbon inside, and this way. And then we go around, very simple, and this way, and of course to the other side again. And if you are over the piece you just glued, you just cut it off, and you just do a little bit of your hot glue at the ending over here and just place it over here and let it dry in. And then you already have a nice little ribbon over here. And what I did also, I took the letter G, and of course you see it probably backwards. Maybe I have to do it this way, this better. I'm going to give it the green color, the same as the face. And then we're going to glue this inside on the middle of our head. So you see already I took out my piece of fur, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to double up a little piece this way, and I'm going to glue them on top of each other. And I'm going to then stick it inside of the top of the head. But I'm going to cut it in my garage. I did it yesterday. I made also a Grinch for Decor Easy channel. It was one big mess. So I thought, I'm not going to do that again. So I'm going, I already doubled it up, measure out which space I need. Then I'm going to glue it. And then you see how the package is. And then we're going to shovel it just easy inside. So you see, I have a little piece which is a little bit now, we call it schuin, at least it's not straight. We are going to do a little bit of glue on here, and I'm just going to bend a little piece over here to this side to fill it in, to make it a little bit more straight. Now I hope he stays this way. And what I'm going to do right now is, of course, I'm just going to do a little line in between over here, and I'm just going to double it up and this way, and I'm going to keep it in place for a little moment. And if you still think it's a little piece is still open, just do some hot glue inside and just press it down. If you have a little piece over here, just press it down, and then you have your piece. And you see already it's a nice double layered piece. So you have on both of the sides, you have what you want. You can cut it a little. Of course, these are long hairs. You have to cut, you can cut it, and you just easy place it inside, and you can redo it any way you like. You can leave it as a one beetle. You can do you can do anything you like. So this is already, and later I'm going to cut it a little piece. So, but what I'm going to do right now, I'm also going to let, with his hands on the underside, I'm going to let stick out a little piece of the fur. And I just going to cut off a little strip, and then I'm going to bend it and then glue it on the underside. So this is what I mean. I just did cut off a little piece, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lay it this way, and I'm going to do some glue, and then I'm going to roll it in to get it fitting. So I'm going to do some glue over here, and I'm just going to easy double it up and just place it on top of here. And I'm going to give it a second drying. So this is how it's looking like right now. And now you're just going to do on the other side some glue, and you just bend it to the other side this way, and just press it down and let it dry in. You do now the same with the other one. Just make a nice strip, just do a little glue over here, and you just bend it a half turn, and then let it dry in for a little moment, because you want to have that on each side of your nutcracker. He has the fur, and not that the back side is looking very strange. And again, you do some glue over here, and you just bend this one also. Of course, it's a little bit tricky, but it will work. You have to take your time for it. So again, press it down. And now you just have a little piece which is on each side has some fur. What you can do, of course, you can place it immediately under here. So this way, then you have a longer piece, but you also can cut a little piece from the top, or you cut a little bit on the underside. So maybe your fur is not that long. This fur is from Temu, and he is really long. So I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to glue this on the underside of my arm. So now my nutcracker is almost finished, but I did cut a little piece off yet extra, because what I'm going to do, I want to give it also a kind of a little beard. So also the faux is coming back on his face, but I think this piece is a little bit too long. So what I'm going to do, and I don't like the top side because then you get such a cutting piece on the top side, and that's not what we want. So I'm just going to do a little bit of glue on this side, and I make a little turn to the inside, just a little piece, and just keep it in place. Don't burn yourself with the glue. I don't feel anything, but you probably will. So again, just press it down. And now I'm going to do some glue on this side, and then I'm going to glue it against his face. But before I can do that, I have to glue the face, of course, on top of his body. So you see already, he is almost gone. So I'm going to do some glue on the underside over here and a little bit more to the inside. And I do this with some wood glue. And again, make sure that you have some glue on each piece. And now, of course, I have to turn it a little, or else I can't see where I glue mine. And again, I'm going to press it down this way. And now I have my head on top over here. And now I'm going to get my beard, and of course this way. And I have to turn this one down. And I'm going to do a little bit of glue, and I'm going to look for where I want to have it. I want to have it a little bit under his mouth. So again, I'm doing some hot glue, not too much, because if I don't like it, I still can remove it. And this way. And then I'm going to press it together. And I'm going to look for if I like it or not, and or else we are going to remove it. But if you don't try it, you see already, if you do, oh, you don't see it already this way. If I don't like it, we will see how it will be in the quick impression. And you see the quick impression right now. And here you see finally a quick impression of my Tumbling Tile Blocks Grinch Nutcracker. And I'm so happy how this one turned out. And the bigger size, it really is not so big as I thought it would be. So I'm really happy with the size also. I hope you give this one a try. And if you're new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Everyone have an amazing day, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye.